Good evening and welcome to Himma News at 5. We begin with the top stories. In the news, Kano state government vows to revitalize crop production and improve agriculture. The Sasakawa Africa Association SSA Nigeria says it has facilitated the deployment of combined harvesters and other tools to Kano government. The federal government, African Development Bank, and International Fund for Agricultural Development to accelerate implementation of staple crop processing zones in the country. And on the international scene, in the U.S., farmers harvested their largest ever corn crop and the eighth largest soybeans. Good evening once again. Good evening once again. My name is Ashur Umar. Now the news in detail. Kano State government says revitalization of crop production for improved agriculture will continue to receive special attention for food security in Kano and Nigeria at large. Deputy Governor of the state, Comrade Aminu Abdul Salam, stated this at a two-day workshop with the theme Revitalizing Crop Production and Enhanced Extension Services, organized for Head of Agriculture and Natural Resources and sectional heads of the 44 local government areas in Kaduna. Declaring the workshop opened, the Deputy Governor, represented by his Permanent Secretary Hussaini Bashir Maikano, said the rationale behind the training was to equip participants with the basic mechanized farming that can support Kano to achieve food sufficiency. Aminu Abdusalam regretted security challenges that have been affecting farmers, especially in the north. He pledged that Kano, as a leading producing state, will continue to prioritize agriculture with the view to close gaps created by security issues, among others. In his remark, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Kano State, Ibrahim Muhammad Kabara, confirmed that the state government has, in the last 3 months, procured fertilizer and other input worth 5 billion naira and distributed in 50% discount to small farmers in the 44 local government areas of Kano State. He then assured Kano State government readiness to reinvest into agricultural sector in order to achieve more result. An agricultural expert at the workshop and Sarkin Noma Ahmed Hussein said extension workers were fully engaged on basic farm mapping and data collection, guide to farmer profiling, and record keeping. The Sasakawa Africa Association SAA Nigeria says it has facilitated deployment of 12 combined harvesters, minivans, and smart irrigation systems to Kano State as part of its effort to enhance agricultural productivity. The initiative, funded by the Islamic Development Bank, Lives and Livelihoods Fund, and the Kano State government, also included full welding and fabrication kits to support local farm equipment fabricators to be used by the Kano State Agro-Pastoral Development Project KSADP to boost farming productivity in rural areas. Speaking at a high-level workshop on agricultural transformation, SAA Chairman Dr. Amit Roy highlighted the organization's ongoing commitment to innovation and resilience in agriculture. He noted that KSADP project, a collaboration between the Islamic Development Bank, the Lives and Livelihood Fund, and Kano State government, aims at creating resilient agro-pastoral systems. Dr. Roy emphasized that Sasakawa has played a key role in the crop value chain component, addressing low agricultural productivity, poor soil conditions, and climate change. According to the SAA president, Dr. Makato Kinataka, the organization's focus is on addressing critical challenges like climate change, rising fertilizer prices, and soil health, while ensuring that farmers' voices are heard. The federal government, African Development Bank (AFDB), International Fund for Agricultural Development (IFAD) have begun a move to accelerate implementation of the first phase of the staple crop processing zone in 7 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Speaking at the SAPZ high level implementation acceleration dialogue yesterday in Abuja, the federal government, African Development Bank, International Fund for Agricultural Development have begun a move to accelerate the implementation of the first phase of the staple crop processing zone in 7 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Speaking at the SAP's High Level Implementation Acceleration Dialogue yesterday, Director General of the AFDB, Dr. Abdul Kamara, noted that although most beneficial states have made all the requirement for disbursement, there is room for improvement given the low disbursement rate. He underscored the need to address the key challenges affecting the implementation of the program, having been implemented in other countries like Ethiopia, and is making a significant difference. Dr. Abdul Kamara explained that the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones Initiative was a Nigerian government program aims to boost agriculture through targeted investment, integrating farming, processing, and marketing to increase productivity, reduce losses, and enhance value addition for food security, job creation, and poverty reduction. In his keynote address, Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kari underlined the urgent need for a collaborative approach to address existing challenges within the sector. The news is coming to you live from the studios of Himma Radio, transmitting on 91.1 on the frequency modulation. You can listen to us live on www.himmaradiotv.com or via our social media handle Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Stay tuned, we'll be back. Welcome back. The federal government has expressed its desire to partner with Trans-Sahara Consortium's Soybean and Sugar Project initiative. The project was designed to significantly boost Nigeria's agro-industry and address the country's trade deficit, aligned with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's strategic objectives of enhancing food security and strengthening the agricultural sector. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, disclosed this today in his office in Abuja when he met with the delegation from the Trans-Sahara Consortium Limited, led by its chairman, Senator Ibrahim Turak, to discuss the consortium soybean and sugar project. The minister explained that the Trans-Sahara Consortium's initiative is a game changer for Nigeria's agricultural sector. The project will involve the cultivation of 3 million hectares of soybean and the establishment of a sugarcane processing plant, aiming to produce millions of tons of sugar for domestic consumption and export. Import estimate for wheat, rice, and corn in Nigeria in marketing year 2024-25 have increased as the economy stabilizes, inflation cools, and the government implement temporary zero-duty import policy for crops until December 31st. According to a report from the Foreign Agricultural Service (FAS) of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Nigeria, the largest country in Africa with 232 million people, will import an estimated 4.7 million tons of wheat in 2024-2025, a 6% increase from the FAS April estimate, though still lower than the 5 million tons projected for 2023-2024. The country is expected to produce only 120,000 tons, which is unchanged from the prior year. The government temporary waiver of import tariffs and duties on wheat imports is expected to increase import, but continued weak miller and consumer demand and the temporary nature of the waivers could temper private sector utilization of this policy to import more. Corn production in 2024-25 is projected to climb to 11.68 million tons, up from 11 million tons in 2023-24 and a 6% increase from April's FAS forecast, while import will be 110,000 tons, up slightly from 100,000 tons year on year. The improved harvest is due to increased planted area and higher prices that are encouraging farmers to plant the crop. About 45% of domestically produced corn is used in animal feed, with most of it used for poultry production. Feed constitutes about 70% of the cost of production for poultry farmers, with corn as the essential ingredient. And from the foreign scene, U.S. grain bins and warehouses held the largest corn and soybean reserves in 4 years at the beginning of the fall harvest. The Agriculture Department on Monday said the stockpiles were expected to grow larger still due to bumper crops this year that would keep the pressure on weakening commodity prices for months to come. The USADA said corn and soybean stocks on September 1st were 29% larger than the same point in 2023, and there were 11.76 billion bushels of corn and 342 million of soybeans in storage, compared to 1.36 billion bushels of corn and 264 million bushels of soybeans at the start of September last year. Farmers harvested their largest ever corn crop, 15.34 billion bushels, and the eighth largest soybean crop, 4.17 billion bushels in 2023, but usage did not keep pace, resulting in the largest season-ending stockpiles since the 2019 crops. While corn and soybean stocks were much larger than a year ago, the increase were not as large as trade expected. Corn prices rose on the futures market, ending the day at 4.24 to $3.4 a bushel, up to 6 to 3.4%. Soybean futures ended at 10.57 a bushel, down to 8 to 3.4 cent. And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the major stories. And the news, we've told you that Kano State government vows to revitalize crop production and improve agriculture. The Sasakawa Africa Association (SAA) Nigeria says it has facilitated the deployment of combined harvesters and other tools to Kano government. The federal government, African Development Bank, and the International Fund for Agricultural Development to accelerate implementation of staple crop processing zone in the country. And on the international scene, you've heard that the US farmers harvest their largest ever corn crop and the 8th largest soybeans. On behalf of the production team, especially Zainab Adam Yusuf, Sumaya Abdullahi and Ruqayya Sani Abdullahi, Sunusi Abdurrahman and Talata Fage has been the duty continuity announcer. My name is Ashra Umar. Have a wonderful evening time.